recording off करा.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, sir.
I think 16 students have joined our meeting, and many of them will be joining soon. So I think let us start. Should we?
हाँ sir.
Yeah. So once more, good evening to all. Welcome to all. And all of you know that we are meeting in this particular slot to concentrate on our projects, to concentrate on our master's project. And in the last week, we just discussed, we went through few of the things which were related to our project. So before turning to exactly the topic today we are discussing, let us review what we focused, what we learned in the last session, in the last week. This is the thing we went through in the last week. We went through the selection of the project. What are the points we should concentrate while selecting our project? We focused on the first thing, that the project will be for MSc Part 2, Semester 4, and the title of the course is CCPR, Core Course Practical, and the number is 405. No doubt it is practical course, and you also know that you will be you will be devoting 16 hours per week, 16 HPW, that is 16 hours per week. And the credits you will be getting for completion of after completion of this course will be equal to 8 credits. And we are calling this course, we are calling this element to be the project, the major project for the final semester. So the project will be for semester 2, semester 4, and MSc Part 2. Second point we concentrated was the project is to be chosen by the student, and it may be from any branch of electronics. The topic may be any branch of electronics, any part of electronics. At the same time, it can be hardware, it can be simply simulation or only simulation, or it can be hardware plus simulation. So any type of project as per your choice can be undertaken. It may be hardware, it may be simulation, or it may be hardware plus simulation. You are expected to implement the theory that you learn in MSc course, also your previous knowledge in your graduates course, in your graduates degree, that is BSc Electronics. It may be the application also, any application dependent on the theory you learned. It is to be kept in the mind that the project should not be so big that it will be difficult to complete the project within the time. So it should not be so big that can't be completed in time. This is also an important thing. It is to be decided individually, and after that, it is to be finalized after discussion with your supervisor. The list of the supervisors and the students, those are just connected to the supervisors, those are allotted to the supervisors, is already we have displayed. It has been already circulated. One more thing we concentrated was each student should select a project. So one project, one student. There should not be 2-3 students working on the same project. Each project, each student has to work on his own project. That is what we require. Additionally, it is to be noted that the project should not be copied. it must be kept away from the plagiarism. It should not be copied, is it? That is an important thing, very much important thing. The projects should never be copied, and it should be very much away from the plagiarism. The care is to be taken while selection of the project. For that, what you were asked to do, or you will be doing in the due course, you will be reviewing the master's projects, which will be for MSc degree. It may be for MTech degree, or it may be for ME dissertation, or it may be a ME project from other universities or other institutes. And for that, you will be getting help on the website from many university websites, institution websites, etc., etc., etc. So in their libraries, number of projects, those have been already completed, have been kept or have been deposited. And you will be learning, you will be just downloading those projects, and you will be reading those projects, what is written in connection with those projects. So before selecting your projects, you must go through at least some 4 or 5 projects, some 4 or 5 master's theses or master's dissertations related to your topic. In addition to this, you are also expected to review the literature. You will be reviewing the articles. You will be reviewing the research papers from reputed journals or resources which are related to your project. These resources, maybe the book is the first resource for us, is it? Then you will be learning few articles on the website, or you will be just getting some articles on the website. In addition to that, you will also be referring to the research papers. It is just because what do we expect from you is your project must be research oriented. You should be just taken to, you must be just involved in small research work in your project work only, is it? So the project should not be copied, or project should not be simply the assembly. The project should be such that it will be leading you to some research value. It should have some research value, and therefore you will be referring the research papers, research articles from reputed journals and from resources related to the project. What are these reputed journals? The reputed journals are those which are having some impact factors. What is impact factor, and what are citations, etc., etc., etc. You will be learning from your supervisor only. You can discuss the thing with your supervisor, and you can be getting the meaning of reputation of the journal, reputed journal. What does it mean? What is the impact factor of the journal? What is the citation index, etc., etc., etc. So these things you shall be discussing with your supervisor. After or in the month of February 2021, you should be in the phase of completion of your project in the final form. You must be, as we discussed earlier, that you should be able to just give the prototype of your project, and you should not be thinking that the PCBs are just separated here and there, wires are here and there, connectors are here and there, knobs are here and there. Everything must be at its own position. It should be assembled well, and you should be just showing us the prototype of the project or out of your project. In addition to this, what do we expect from you is you should get at least one publication, at least one research publication from your project. And therefore, no doubt, we expect that your project must be a part of a research, so that you'll be getting a one publication. This publication can be either from the conference, that is, you will be presenting your paper in the conference, or you may be sending this paper, your paper based on your project, to the journal, so that it will be published. So at least one publication is expected from your project work. So that must be the criteria, or that must be, these must be the things in your mind while selecting your project. Note that you will also be helped by your supervisors, by your guides in just choosing or selecting the project. Important thing is that your interests must be a lot in the project, is it? So that we shall be able to just help you in selecting the project. All right. So these were the things we focused in the last week. We went through the last week. That is, in what way the project can be selected. After selecting the project, few phases we shall be putting. We shall be putting the first presentation, second presentation, third presentation, etc., etc. We shall be calling them to be the seminars on your project. So we shall be arranging your first seminar, your second semester seminar, etc., etc., in the due course, and then you will be presenting what you have done in the due course in relation with your project, and you will be presenting those things before the committee in our department with the help of PowerPoint presentation, right? And then day by day, your progress will be going on. You will be in the phase of completion of the project. You will be finishing the project after some 8-10 months, and then you will be writing your thesis. So in what way your project is to be documented? Writing the thesis, writing the dissertation based on your project is nothing but documenting your project. In what way the project can be documented? That is the thing, or that is the topic we shall be discussing today. All right. So let us turn to in what way your project is to be written, in what way the project is to be documented. Note that documentation of your project is a scientific document. Note that it is a scientific document, and it should be based on your authentic observations, your authentic efforts, your authentic hours you have spent in the laboratory, and it should have the research value. The first page of your documented project, of your dissertation, of your master's thesis will be, this is the first page you are just looking at. The first line will be project title. Second is a dissertation submitted to Shivaji University, Kolhapur. Then logo of university is there. Then it is a partial fulfillment for or of the degree of Master of Science in Electronics. This is partial fulfillment. It is just because this is not the only work that is needed for the master's degree. It is a partial fulfillment. So we are calling it to be a partial fulfillment of for the degree of Master of Science in Electronics by your name. This is the name of the student at this place under the guidance of so and so, name of the supervisor at this particular place, and then Department of Electronics, Shivaji University, Vidyanagar, Kolhapur, and you will be submitting it in something March 2021 or April 2021. That is for your semester 4. So this is the cover page, what we call it to be. All right. So this is the first page, or it will be the cover page. Nextly, there should be declaration by the student. Read it, what you are declaring. You are declaring that I, your name in this blank place, and then confirm that the work presented in this thesis is my own. Look at the statement. It is a very big statement, and it is a very big responsibility that you are confirming that the work presented in the thesis or in the dissertation is your own work, where information has been derived from other sources. I confirm that this has been indicated in the thesis. That is the information you have sought or you have read from any other resources. You will be just putting the citation or you will be putting the reference of that information so that it will be away from the plagiarism. So you are declaring that the work it is presented in the dissertation, work it is presented in the volume or in your thesis is your own work, and the information that is derived from other sources, you are giving due credit to those sources. Those sources may be the books can be sources, other dissertations can be sources, other research papers can be sources, other research articles can be resources, or the websites can be resources. All right, and you are giving the due credit to those resources. And then the line is your signature and name of the student. So this page, what we call it to be the declaration, and it is to be declared by the student. Right? Note that this is the practice everywhere, in all universities, in all institutions. It is true for your master's degree, it is true for MPhil, it is true for the PhD. Right? And if you just go on getting the theses or getting the dissertations, you will see that The same strategy is there. It is to be declared, it is to be certified. The next page will be certification, and that is to be certified by the guide and student also. So let us turn to the next page in our dissertation. So this is the certificate. This is the certificate from supervisor, or it is the certificate from the guide, what we just call him to be. What certificate is needed is, this is to certify that the work presented in the dissertation entitled so and so. So these lines, these blank lines will be containing the title of your dissertation is done by Mr. So and so. So here will be the name of the student under my supervision. So this is to be certified by your supervisor, your guide. The next line is signature of the supervisor, name of the supervisor, and then head of the department is needed to be signed here, is it? With the seal of the department. All right. So this is the second page, what we call it to be the certificate. All right. The next page in the dissertation is the page of acknowledgement. While going through the phase of your dissertation, while going through the phase of your project, completion of the project, you will come across many things, is it? And to those teachers, to those institutes, to those organizers, organizations, or to those friends, you will be just putting the sense of gratitude, or you will be thanking your friends, your teachers, organizations, institutes, etc., etc. So this page is the page that includes the gratitude or the thanks. These thanks are to the supervisor, to other teachers, to other friends, etc., or other laboratories or organizations or any persons from which you have got the help, you have got or you are benefited with discussion, scientific discussion or laboratory discussion, etc. In addition to that, you will also be thanking to your co-workers in the laboratory. Co-workers, that is again your friends and all those students or the students or other persons, those are helping you in the laboratory to complete your work. And then you may include anybody in acknowledgement who has helped you in any phase of the work, may it be while assembling, while putting diagrams, while making diagrams, while taking readings, while analyzing readings, while writing your dissertation, etc., etc., etc. So in all phases of the work, from whom you have got the help, you are benefited, you may mention in the acknowledgement. So this page just belongs to the gratitude or thanks. With the sense of gratitude, you are putting this page in your dissertation. Is it? Many times it may be optional, but you should not put it to be optional. You can just put it in your dissertation. Nextly, the next page in our dissertation is a list of figures. The figures you are drawing or you wish to put in your dissertation are to be placed as a list of figures. So see, this is 1.1 is the name of that particular number of that particular figure, and then a dot 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 will be the heading or the title to the figure. So this is the title to the figure, and on which page this figure will be appearing is written here. This figure 1.2, it will be appearing on this page 13. Figure 1.3, it will be appearing on page 22, etc., etc., etc. So it is to be placed in this particular fashion. Firstly, the figure number, what we call it to be, and then it must be the title of the figure and then page number of that particular figure. This is true for 1.1 is chapter 1 or 1 is chapter 2, 5 is chapter 5, etc., etc., etc. So in this particular fashion, the list of figures is to be written. All right. Same is further true for the tables. You will be just putting number of tables. Those tables will be the tables of observations. Those tables will be any data that you wish to put in your dissertation. Such tables are also to be listed after the figures. So this is the list of tables. In similar way, as there are figures, you will be just putting the numbers to the tables. Table 1.1, if it is there, table 1.2 if it is there, table 1.3. This belongs to this, or these all belongs to table 1.1, 1.2, 1.3 to chapter 1, as you now know. And these are the page numbers. These blank lines will be containing the titles to the tables. Nextly, for second chapter, the same thing, the number of the table and then its title and the page number on which it will be appearing in your dissertation. Lastly, this is 5.1, 5.3, etc., etc., etc. Is it? So, in this way, the tables are also to be listed, and the separate list is to be given in the beginning of your thesis, in the beginning of your dissertation. So, this is for the list of tables in your dissertation. The next thing in your dissertation, next page in your dissertation will be the list of acronyms and abbreviations. Those are used in your dissertation or in your thesis. See, the title is acronyms and abbreviations. For example, it is written here 3G. What is this acronym? It is a third generation ACI, Adjacent Channel Interface, AMPS, Advanced Mobile Phone Service, BAR, bit error rate, BPSK, binary phase shift keying, etc., etc., etc. So whatever acronyms you will be using, whatever abbreviations you will be using in your dissertation in any of the chapter, those are to be listed in this particular page or on this particular page, what we call them to be the acronyms and abbreviations. When you are using the first time, at the first site or at the first time, using the acronym for the first time, you will be putting that full acronym in the parenthesis, and what you are using 3J, ACI, etc., etc., that will be out of the parenthesis, is it? And after that, it is not necessary to put the full form or the full meaning of the acronym in the text, is it? So for the first instance, except compulsorily, it must be just indicated that 3G is nothing but third generation. So 3G, and then you will be putting into parenthesis third generation, all right? And you will be giving the list of all such acronyms, all such abbreviations on this particular page. And the page is titled to be the acronyms and the abbreviations. So all acronyms and abbreviations that you will be using in your dissertation are to be listed on this page. All right. So this is one of the important pages. Next is the list of symbols. What symbols you will be using in your dissertation, those meaning of the symbols are to be written. The example is given here. B is available bandwidth. EB is the energy per data bit. GR is the gain of receiving antenna. GT is the gain of transmitting antenna. PT, K, T, TC. So all these symbols are just written in the full form or in the meaning form on this particular page. So whatever symbols you will be using in your dissertation, the list of those symbols is to be written in the same way as that we wrote the acronyms and the abbreviations. All right. So this will be the next page, very next page, to the list of acronyms and the list of abbreviations. So this is for the symbols, list of the symbols. Let us go further. Here, you will be listing the contents. And the first thing in the content you will be giving is the abstract. And page number for this abstract is written to be Roman 1. Then declaration is to be placed. The page for this written to be Roman 2. Then you will be putting the certificate. This certificate is listed to be page number 3. Acknowledgement, as we saw earlier, is written to be Roman page number 4. List of figures, as we saw previously, is to be written page number 5. List of tables is to be written to be page number 6. Acronyms and abbreviations, we just went through, is to be written page number 7. Or if you need few more pages, you may increase and you will be numbering with the Roman numbers. List of symbols is to be numbered next, is it? So what we just went earlier is to be written in the Roman form, page numbers in the Roman form. What we have written in this column is the page numbers. The first thing, what is this abstract? This abstract is nothing but the abstract of your whole dissertation. This will be the picture of your work, complete work. And in this particular abstract, you will be taking care to put down why did you go to this work, or what was the reason for selecting such a problem. Is it such a project? Then nextly, you will be putting what is your methodology in completion of project, what methods you used in completing your project, what were your results, what were your observations, and what were your conclusions. So all these things are to be abstracted and to be kept in on this particular page. Note that you will be using only single page for that. Abstract should not be much greater. You may make few paragraphs. Just those paragraphs will be isolating the hypothesis, the methods, methodology, the results, discussion, and your conclusion. So at the most, at least it should be one page. It should not be greater than one page. So make abstract of whole of your project work to be equal to one page, not more than that. And you will not be putting any figures, you will not be putting any paragraphs, not any figures, pictures, etc., etc., etc. on this particular page, or in this particular section, what we are calling it to be the abstract. Next pages, as we discuss, are the declaration, certificate, acknowledgement, list of figures, list of tables, acronyms, and abbreviations. And lastly, the list of symbols. All right. Nextly, this is the first chapter. On the left-hand side, what you are looking is the chapter number. So this is the first chapter in your dissertation, and we have named it to be Introduction. It is not necessary that you will also be putting the same name. You may put some other name, is it? But it is to be noted that the first chapter in the dissertation, in either master's dissertation or in PhD dissertation, MPhil dissertation, etc., etc., is all the time, or it should be a introductory chapter. It will be introducing your work, what you are intending to do, or what you have done. The introduction related to that particular project, introduction related to that particular work will be given in this particular chapter. Again, the sections are done. The first section is 1.1. It may be something else. Section 2, 1.2. It may be something else. And subsections from this 1.2, if they are there, may be written in this particular fashion, 1.2.1, and the name of the section, and then dot, 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 and lastly the page number. All right. Next section, subsection is 1.2.2, and then dot, 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 and finally the page number. Nextly, section 1.3, section 1.4, 5, etc. If they are there, is it? Or if you are willing to put such sections in your dissertation, right? Second chapter, look at the second chapter. The broad title is given here to be the literature survey. What literature you have referred in your dissertation or in your work to complete your work is to be included in this particular chapter. What we call it to be the literature survey or literature review. In this particular chapter, you will be putting all such literature that you have referred. You might have referred the book or many books. You might have referred articles, research articles. You might have referred other theses. You might have referred websites. All such things, all such resources, all such literature which is related to your project, which is related to your work, you will be including in this particular literature survey or the literature review chapter. All right. Again, you are free to make some sections, section 2.1, section 2.2, section 2.3, section 2.4, 5, etc., etc., etc. So that they will be just isolating the things. They will be making you to be more comfortable while just specifying the things. One section, second section, third section, fourth section, etc., etc. And again, you are free to make section as per your choice. All right. So this is the second chapter in your dissertation. The third chapter, for example, here is written to be the simulation. The type of simulation work if you have done in your dissertation or in your project work. If you have not done any simulation in your work, this title will not be there. The title may be something different, is it? That again be related to the methodology, or that again be in relation with the methods. All right. So the third is just taking you. Third chapter is to taking you to what exactly you have done in your research work, or what exactly you have done in your project. So that is put in the third chapter. We are calling it to be simulation, for example, here. And all the time it should not be simulation that you have learned now, is it? Again, you are free to make sections 3.1, 3.2, etc., etc., etc. All right. Next chapter in our dissertation will be design and fabrication. After simulation, you may be just taking your work, you will be taking your documentation to design and fabrication. For example, we have just put an example of the design of the antenna, as you have seen already in the earlier chapters. So design and fabrication. This design and fabrication chapter will just make you to put down the things which are related to the way in which you have designed your project, or design your circuit, is it? So the principle of design, in what way you designed it, that is the equations if they are there, is it? Or any methodology that you have used in the design that you will be putting in this particular design section, and also the fabrication section. In fabrication, you will be putting in what way you fabricated the thing. For example, the antenna, you might have fabricated it by using some techniques which are the PCB technique, or etching technique, etc., etc., etc. Figures related to that, is it? So all such things you will be including in this fourth chapter. We have called it to be the design and fabrication. Again, note that it is not necessarily true that the title should be design and fabrication. You may have any other title of your choice, is it? That will be just indicating, or it will be just giving the progressive thing in your documentation related to your project. And the next chapter is the results and discussion. Chapter number 5 is numbered as chapter number 5, and name is results and discussion. And again, you will be making the sections such as section 5.1, section 5.2, 5.34, etc., etc., etc. What is expected in this particular chapter is, we expect what results you got after design, after fabrication of the things in your project. Those results are to be discussed in this particular chapter, is it? And that discussion will be dependent on the existing theories, is it? On existing principles. So the work which is related to the results, this will be containing the analysis. This will also be containing previously the tables, equations, etc., etc., etc. So all such things, figures, graphs, tables, etc., are to be included as results, and the discussion related to those results is to be included in this particular chapter, is it? So this is named to be the results and discussion. After results and discussion chapter, the final chapter will be the summary and conclusion. Sixth chapter, chapter number 6 is summary and conclusion. Summary and conclusion is the last chapter in the dissertation. It puts in its first section to be the summary, the work you have done, the results you obtained, and then in the next section, in the conclusion section, you will be putting the conclusion, your findings out of your work, your findings out of your project. So that is to be placed in the conclusion section. Note that this summary part is very small. It will be 1 or 2 pages. Conclusion part is further very small. It will be, it will not be more than 1 page, is it? So 2-page summary and 1-page conclusion will be okay. All right. So your work is to be summarized in what way you just started your work, what methodologies you used, what results you got, and what conclusions you got from your results is to be included in these two sections. Section 1 is summary, section 2 is conclusion. In addition to this, in the same chapter, what do we include is the future scope of your project. If your project work is to be carried on further, what scope do you have in your project? So in what way your work can be just extended, can be undertaken by somebody else or by you only? So in what way it can be undertaken, or what is the scope of your work in future? So that is also to be indicated in this last section, what we call it to be the future scope. Right? So this is the last section in the summary and conclusion chapter. So all chapters are over here. Chapter 6 is it, and page numbers you have put on the right hand side in the column, and then we have put the references. What references you used, what resources you used, what literature you used. The literature, as I said, you might have used books, you might have used research articles, you might have used research papers, conference papers, or website. Few of the websites you might have used. So all these references are to be listed in this references section. Right? In what way those references are to be put, we shall be coming to that. The next is Appendix A. It is also optional. Appendix A, you may be intending to put the flow diagram of the system, flow diagram or the flow chart. So it will be in the first appendix, what we call it to be the Appendix A. Next is Appendix B, source code. If you have just created your own source code, and if you are willing to put the source code in your dissertation, in your thesis, you are free to put, or you can be making appendix for that. It may be Appendix B, source code. Or it is not true again that these may be the only titles, or these are the only titles to Appendix A and Appendix B. Note that Appendix A is also optional, Appendix B is also optional. Is it? See, it is simply the guideline to you. The Appendix A, it can be anything. Appendix B, it can be anything that is related to your project. So Appendix A and Appendix B. And lastly, one more appendix we have put here is Appendix C. That is the publications. This Appendix C will be talking about your publications. That is the publications you have got from your dissertation, from your work. That is your work published in some conference, your work published in some journals. Is it? Those publications, conference publications or the journal publications are to be listed in this last section, in this last part, that is Appendix C. It will be telling the examiner that you have published this paper number 1, paper number 2, you have presented this paper number 3, etc., etc., etc. Is it? So list of your publications is to be given in one of the appendix. It may not be Appendix C, it can be any appendix that is being included in your thesis, in your dissertation. Alright. So in this way, the contents is to be organized. We shall little bit be going through in what way the references are to be placed in the dissertation, in what way the literature is to be cited in the dissertation. So the last part we shall be turning to is the citing references. In what way the references be cited in the dissertation. So how to cite these references, how to cite the literature, how to cite the books, how to cite the articles, research articles, how to cite the research papers, conference papers, published papers, presented papers in the conferences, how to cite the websites, how to cite the data sheets, etc. We have accepted, or we shall be accepting, the IEEE documentation style. IEEE, Institute of Electrical and Electronics Engineers. Is it? So this particular documentation style we shall be accepting for all dissertations, or we accept it for all types of dissertations, theses, etc. It is primarily used for electronics, engineering, telecommunications, computer science, and information technology reports. So we shall also be accepting this particular style of citing the references, right? This particular site includes three main parts of the citation of the reference. And what are these three main parts? The first part is the author's name listed as first, initial or first name, and then full last. That is, firstly, if you are willing to put initial, then you may put initial, or you are willing to put his first name, complete name, then first name, and then middle name, and then the last name. Is it? Or in the full style. So this is the first thing. That is, the first part is the author's name. Second part in putting the reference is the title of the article, title of the resource you are putting, you are referencing in your dissertation. So this is the second part, title of the article, title of the patent, title of the conference paper, etc., etc., etc. Is it? It is to be placed in the quotation marks, double quotation mark. Correct? So this is the second part of the reference. Part of the reference. Third part of the reference is the title of the journal or the title of the book. It is to be placed in italics. Alright, so the first part was the author's name, second part was the title of the article, and the third part was the title of the journal or the title of the book. So these are the three parts of the reference. The examples are written here. The first example is given, and all these examples are related to the printed documents. You will see the referencing style for printed documents, for internet documents, for websites, for e-contents, etc., etc., etc. Is it? So, firstly, we shall be simply going through the printed documents. If it is a book, in what way it is to be cited? Name is the number is written in the bracket. So the number, it can be anything, then bracket complete, name of the author, note that R is initial and his maybe his surname, etc. Then comma, name of second author and name of the third author. And then there is comma, and then in italics, operation, strategy, and technical knowledge. So this is the name of the book. And then NJ is New Jersey, and the publisher is Wiley, and the year of publication. So that is the reference style for the book. If it is edited book, style is somewhat different. For editors, EDS is written here, is it? And nextly, for data sheet, if you are referring to some data sheet in your work for any device, in what way the device is to be used for current, voltage, power, etc., etc., such data sheet is to be referenced in this particular way, reference number in brackets, and then source, and then into double inverted commas, these things, and then the title of the data sheet, year, and it is revisited or revised on September so and so. That is the year, is it? So this reference style is available here. In reading, you can read it here, how to cite references, IEEE documentation style, https IEEE datacode.org on this website. So this was the style for book, for edited book, for data sheet. For other resources such as patent, such as article in the journal, such as paper published in conference proceedings, etc., these styles are to be just gone through, are to be used. It is very simple, not so difficult. Next is in what way the papers presented at conferences, those are unpublished, are to be cited. The square bracket, reference number, author, and all other things as we saw as parts of the reference are to be just followed. No, it is available in the same reference or the same resource can be used in order to cite such type of resource, such type of conference paper which is unpublished. So that's all for in what way the dissertation is to be completed, dissertation is to be formatted, is it? So we shall be coming back again to, just I will stop this sharing. one thing is to be noted that I will put all these things on the website, or I will share all these things with you. So if you have any doubts, if you have any opinions, let us turn to. Yes, just you can now open your microphone. You can raise your hand and let us discuss. Yes, can you share now? Yes, yes, please. I'm not getting you. Sushant, Neha, Preetham, Shubham, Pradnya Patil, Rutuja Khot, Prathamesh. Yes, Samruddhi Varude, Poonam, Munal, Sonali, Joshi. So you can unmute your microphone and let us have any further clarification. Yes.
Okay, sir.
Yeah, please. Pritam.
Yes, sir. Actually, we have get all the stuff you told us, and
Acha.
I think all of us.
Yeah, definitely. This presentation I shall be putting on the web, or I shall be just sharing with you on any platform. It will be on the website.
Okay, sir. So,
Yes.
in future, we will meet on our official university website, right, sir?
Yeah, sure. You'll be getting this presentation, and you'll be able to go through this presentation and making use of these things while documenting your dissertation, while putting your thesis in the final form.
Okay, sir. And we will be keep in touch with our project guides and share our project ideas with them.
Yeah, definitely.
Thank you for this wonderful presentation, sir.
Yeah. Hereafter, you will be just in connection with your project guide for selection of the topic, for completion of the project, methodology, and all those things. You will always be in touch of your supervisor, in touch of your guide. It is because soon we shall be starting our seminars, our presentations on your projects. And hereafter, your group will be very small. Your supervisor only be handling with you, will be just talking with you, discussing with you in connection with your project. And then you will be
Yeah, sir. We have get that. We have one.
Yes, please.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. We have get that. We have only 3 to 4 students team and specified guide for them.
Yeah.
Okay, sir. And
anything? Please go ahead.
Sir, the actual project work we have to submit until March, right?
Project work will be for 8 credits. 8 credits will be equal to 200 marks. 4 credits is equal to 100 marks, and for 8 credits will be equal to 200 marks. So project work will be for 200 marks, 8 credits.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. Anything else?
No, sir. Thank you for this presentation.
Anybody else? We should again discuss. We should again try to share it. I can just see no video from anybody else except Pritam. All of you are there. You can make your video on. Pritam Jadhav, Pradnya Patil, who else? Sushmit Shinde is there. Neha Ede is there. Others? You can start your video. Shubham Chavan is there. Sonali Raskar is there. Sushant Shinde. If it is okay, should we stop here then? Nilesh Alavane, Neha Ede, Patil, Pritam Jadhav.
Yes, sir.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Sure. So that's okay for this session. We just went through, and I will be putting all these slides. If it is needed, we shall again be meeting just to have a discussion on our projects. So till then, goodbye.